Alright, boys and girls, we're back for part 3, and I really should have done a better job of remembering to hit the record button. So, as we left off yesterday, we had a bad tone pot right here. So I took everything off the tone pot, tested the capacitor that was on there. It was still good. Then we put in a DiMarzio, oddly enough, since we have DiMarzio pickups. I had a DiMarzio tone pot, so I put that in and it works just fine. And I also got rid of that. See, the finish on the back, let me unplug this. The finish on this thing is unfinished, according to the manufacturer. Okay, so this is, see, every little mark you get on it, it's like a powder coated thing. It needs to be sanded down. I did take, and this was probably a good hour and a half of sanding with, I started with a, one of these things that you find in the kitchen. That knocked it down pretty good, but it wasn't getting, like, it would get that far to the fret, you know. So then I had to get a sanding pad and some 2400 grit micro mesh to arrive at the finish that you see here, which I think is pretty darn good. I also, there are no screws in the case to attach this, so I had to scavenge some screws. And I'll probably run down to the hardware store and buy 1, 2, 3 more. And but we got the strings on, we got the tuners on, we got the little, if we could see in the back here, there are little pins, compression pins, that go in to hold the tuners in place, as opposed to screws like you'd have on a wood neck. The guys at Hoxey's machine, who make these necks, they were good enough to go just ahead and send me 4 of the pins, and we tapped them in with a little, what did we use? One of these things. Little weighted, probably from the early 20s, from my grandfather. It was just the right size to tap it in. But let's see where we are as far as, I have a feeling our string height is way too high. Yeah, we're at over 6,000 or 664s. And do that on the right fret. Yeah, that one's 764s. That's about a little over 664s, and that's a little over 664. So we're going to drop the strings. So we're going to drop this down to 564s. Once again, like I say in all my videos, we're going to make sure that the bridge is, or the saddle is level with the bridge plate. A little bit lower, which means I'm going to have to lower the pickups. I did kind of a preemptive pickup height adjustment. So let's see if that helped. Alright, so let's take a look at that nut. We're up to pitch. I have a feeling that the neck is going to move a little bit. We want maximum. So there's 22, and it might be okay here. Let's see. Okay, it's working there. Oh, good there. You'll have to come down a little bit. You can see I pretty much nailed the neck placement. That makes me feel super good. And yeah. Tone control works. Now we have a high fret on the 4th, and we also have to polish the frets. So what I'm going to do is take the strings off again. Now that we have we had to get an idea of where we were so we could figure out where we're going to go. I'm going to go ahead and tape up the neck. I guess you really don't need to watch this. But the idea is I'm going to tape off the neck so that I can polish the frets. Now that the tension's off, I can use a fret rocker to check the other frets. I would have thought for the price they charge for these necks, which is around 400 bucks, for the basic unfinished neck like this one, I would expect for that kind of money that there would be greater attention paid to the frets. Alright, boys and girls, I don't know how much this is going to help us, but we got the fret rocker here. And we got a little bit of a rock there actually on the 3rd fret. Seems to be a little high. Then we go to the 4th fret, which we thought was the high one. But it doesn't seem like it. Oh, it might be the low one. Alright. I'm getting somewhere. Okay, these are all good. Well, see, like right there, it's high. I might just do a level in chrome. Well, this is fine. Fine, 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 fine. Okay, so I think what we're going to do, let's see what we got here. I'm going to guess this is a 9.5 inch radius. Yeah, that's a 9.5 inch radius. So we're going to need our pink marker for that. Get our neck rest out. It's more of a cradle. Move this one out of the way. So it kind of just keeps everything nice and even. Let's see what this looks like. That looks like a 9.5. I'm going to use some 320 on this because I don't think I'm going to take a bunch off. Don't think a lot's coming off. It's just high enough to be annoying. Put the sticky side down, goofball. Okay, there. We got some 320. Now let's just see how much it takes off. Okay, now we're going to repink the frets. The Fret Guru 2.0. And the point is to just leave a little sliver of pink. Just like that. You can't see it because I'm not in the movie. So we have just a little sliver of pink going across that. That would be what you'd call a crown. Others are going to be more difficult because they take more off, and therefore they're wider. Therefore they're going to need more filing. Others won't need as much. Okay, so we have all of our frets crowned. Brush. So everything's level and everything's crowned. Now we just have to polish it. But before I polish it, I'm going to do one more pass with this to make sure that we got everything. Make sure you're on the fret. good to go. Okay, so 1500 micro mesh. Oh yeah, that's much better. Now what a difference that makes. Nice and shiny and polished. Alright, we got to take the tape off, and we got to tape off the body to sand the back of the neck.